Hey guys, it's RodimusPrimal. I'm back with another video, and today I have something very different. I'm actually doing a toy review. Now, normally if you've come to my channel before, you probably know I don't normally do toy reviews, but this one, if you guys couldn't already tell, me being a Rodimus Prime fan, I couldn't resist with this one. So I just went to one of my local brick and mortar stores, and I finally found a Titan's Return hot rod with FireDrive figure, which you can see here. If you can, you have the detailing on the back. I'm sure a lot of different people have done different toy reviews for this, but I'm actually really excited for it. So without further ado, I'm gonna take them out of the box and let's take a look. All right. Alright guys, so you can see here he is in robot mode. I've got him posed with both guns, and he looks really fantastic. I will say that, let me bring him a little closer. You can kind of see a lot of detailing in the sculpt. It does have even, front and back. You can see the spoiler is designed to even look more like how he did in G1. Doesn't quite have, everything. But does a really good job, mixing both the original G1 toy with the actual animation model. And he comes with two guns that actually combine. But before I get to that, I'd like to show you some of the posability. Let me move him back a little bit further. You can see he bends at the knees. He does twist at the waist. Not the waist, the thigh. And he does have posability with the very flat feet that he has to bend a little bit for posability, but also for transformation. And he does have wrist turning. That's also part of the transformation. And he does have articulation here in the elbows, which you can turn left and right. Can go up and down. The head does turn. It is kind of blocked in certain places because of the actual Headmaster gimmick, which to be quite honest with you, is probably my biggest complaint of the entire toy, is the fact that he is a Headmaster. He looks fantastic otherwise, and I'll get to something a little bit later in the video as to things that can be done if you're not a fan of the Headmaster gimmick. Other than that, he looks fantastic. Now the gun itself, which I'm going to take out of his hands, stand him up a bit. Posability as far as standing is concerned, if you can get him into a decent pose, he can stand perfectly fine. The two guns actually do come together. There is a weird way that it's done. When I first looked at it, I thought that they would go together this way, but in reality, it's more with these actual clips that you can kind of see jutting out a little bit. I don't know if you can kind of see it on camera, but when they come together, they actually form a gun, one twin blaster, which my big mitts actually make it a little difficult to actually put together. There we go. When it is one gun, it does have these two ends on the side here. That's actually part of something with his vehicle mode. The two pegs can either go on whatever side you want them to make a nice twin blaster. If you put it in one hand, it does look really nice with him. The other thing we want to take a look at is the actual Headmaster gimmick itself. If you can see here, it's a drab gray, which I'm not a big fan of myself personally, but if you pop it off, you can kind of see the detailing on the face. I don't want to see if I can zoom in on that. You can kind of see the detailing on the face. They did a really good job to make him look like Hot Rod. They even sculpted in the actual curves and things of that nature, but as far as the back, it does kind of look a little chubby in my opinion. Transforming it is really simple. All you have to do is just fold it over. And of course the arms do pop out camera. There we go. You can see that the actual Headmaster itself does kind of bear resemblance to the G1 Firebolt. They call him FireDrive with this toy, probably because of copyright and everything else like that, which Hasbro, you guys suck when it comes down to copyright. So I'm going to put him back in his head mode here, and we're going to transform him. Let me just assume that. And then we are going to transform him now. Taking the gun out of there. What you're going to want to do if you're trying to figuring out how to transform him, he's actually rather simple. One thing that's really cool, if you actually pop this the hood open, you'll notice that underneath is the actual bumper to the car, and if you actually fold it out and slide that back in, it gives a full hood of the car to be his stomach. But that's a personal preference choice if you want to fold that up or leave it down. The only other thing is that if it's down like this, the pegs here won't connect to the connector points on the actual abdomen there. So if you actually fold that up, it will stay in place. Now, the first thing obviously you're going to want to do is you're going to pop that hood out, and you want to get these wrists in place. Now the back part of him does actually disconnect here, and it folds open because the whole actual assembly does turn. Just a little trivia, my original G1 Hot Rod toy, a friend of mine actually broke him because this whole assembly here on the G1 toy could turn just like this can, but it was all part of the hood and the actual, not the hood, the canopy as well as the back spoiler was like one piece on the G1 toy. And when my friend picked him up, the whole canopy and spoiler assembly broke off. So I was really happy to get a reissue, which I have in storage now. But that's what happened to my original G1 toy. From here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to take these legs and you're going to fold them out. And this is from the back here. You'll see that the clearance now gives you the ability to move the ankles and feet into position there. And then you're going to want to turn the entire waist around 180 degrees, allowing the transformation to take place. Then we can actually move the hood up to get it out of the way, as you can see. And then the actual bottom parts of the legs will slide in position here to give you a very G1 looking transformation, even though it's kind of in a backwards way. The whole reason for that is because the original G1 toy transformed slightly differently when it actually slid into place, but this actually gives him more articulation that way. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to move this canopy down. Of course, doing so without actually disconnecting the rest of the pieces here for the legs. You kind of see me fumbling a little bit, but that's all right. You can see the exhaust pipes when it actually comes together, and then from here it's quite simple. You can move the arms fully into the car. The one thing you're going to notice is you're going to have to actually take the piece of plastic here to kind of separate it in a way to get the actual pipes to connect properly. And then you can make sure that the rest of the parts are in place. I've played with it a little bit since I started recording, so you can kind of see it does have a little bit more play to it. But in car mode, he looks fantastic. Let me actually get you a little closer in there. You can see the car mode does look really nice. Does fully capture a G1 look in both toy and in the animation model that was used. So it kind of gives you the best of both. The gun itself As I had said before, since it's a twin gun, you can take it and you can connect it to his hood, which actually connects to the engine itself. There are two little hooks there that, actually two little holes in the engine itself for you to actually place the gun in place. And then the actual Headmaster, which I'm going to put him in robot mode, and get him seated, and he can ride. Which I'm just going to leave him like that. You can see that he can ride on top of the gun, which kind of looks a little silly. I will tell you this, that I have noticed that the wheels don't all turn, and that kind of has to do with a little bit of the undercarriage. Does block the actual motion of the wheels. But other than that, he doesn't have any resistance when you move him. It's just that not all wheels are rolling as you roll him. I'm going to take this gun off here, and if you recall in the movie, one of the things that Hot Rod said to Daniel was, if you're going to ride in style. And what was really cool was that you can actually open up the canopy here, and they actually make it so that the Headmaster can actually ride on the inside. Now, this was a gimmick that all the Headmasters had in G1. Obviously, Hot Rod didn't have that gimmick. He had the Target Master gimmick, which meant that instead of his head transforming, the Target Master would transform into the gun itself. So they kind of mixed both Headmaster and Target Master with these Headmaster figures, but it's still kind of cool that they actually took the time to design the ability for something to ride or someone to ride on the inside of him, giving you the full reason for him being a Transformer is that his head transforms into something. Getting another look at the actual Headmaster himself, standing tall. Now, transforming him back is just as simple as it was before. Now, placing him back in robot mode without his head, the reason why I did this is because I wanted to show you guys something that probably the other toy reviews are not doing. Something I saw on one of the Transformers message boards, a guy did a custom to Hot Rod that I'm actually tempted on doing, except that it involves butchering some of your toys. The actual canopy here, when it actually transforms into vehicle mode, has a little bit of clearance that you don't actually have for the head to stay in position when he transforms. This is probably done because you can kind of see the piece of plastic here gives a nice flush full body robot mode, but if you wanted to actually do so and make this a Headmasterless Headmaster, what you'd actually have to do is separate the actual canopy here, not canopy, the hood, and actually carve out the plastic enough so that the head clearance could be there. The one thing that you're going to want to do from there is you'd want to actually take a screwdriver on FireDrive or Firebolt and actually take the small Phillips head screwdriver, unscrew the body from the head. And what people have actually done is they've taken a Classics Ironhide figure and taken the front part of the face off, put the, what he actually did was he took the what the actual guy did was he took the Classics Ironhide figure and he took the head off, and he took the front face of the Classics Ironhide figure and used the back part of the head and the ball joint with the Headmaster Hot Rod head to make a full-blown Hot Rod head that doesn't have to worry about transforming. And by carving out the actual plastic, there's enough clearance for it to move up and down and transform without having to worry about him being a Headmaster any further. And I thought that was kind of neat. It's something that I've thought about doing, but I don't like the idea of butchering my toys. I'm probably going to keep him the same, but it's something to take into consideration. Now, I did want to give a actual size comparison. If you're looking and wondering, like, how big is he? if you have other Transformers Deluxe figures, I have Scourge here to give you a size comparison. You can kind of see he's a little bit smaller, and yes, that is a, I think that's Perfect Effects. I'm not sure exactly who manufactured that, but I had actually gotten this Scourge to try and build sweeps with, and having him being a Target Master was kind of neat. So I was able to pick up him along with a Target Master gun. But you can kind of see there a very nice size comparison with the Hot Rod figure. Overall, I'm really happy with him. I think that they did a really good job of capturing the character. You can see that he looks really good in almost any position other than his head, the back of his head. That's probably my one complaint. Again, I'm kind of a G1 purist, so when it kind of comes down to certain things changing, things like that kind of bother me. It's probably the same thing with the new Titans Return Galvatron being the Headmaster, and he was one who was so against it. I hope you've enjoyed this toy review. I normally don't do them, like I said, but I do have other Transformers videos on my channel. You can take a look at them, as well as other videos as well. I've got video game reviews and movie reviews, and I've got a lot more stuff coming soon. There's a lot of movies coming out this March, and I do have more Transformers discussions on the way. So if you like this video, thumbs up and subscribe, comment down below, and as always, guys, until next time.
If you're gonna ride, Dano, ride in style.